Once upon a time, not too long ago, people were celebrating at the idea that the Bop House, including Sophie Rain, was ending. Turns out they were just doing that for clicks because they're still both very active. But now the question is, why do so many people want these groups of girls gone? Well, today we're going to be discussing the one event that almost took them down. YouTube keeps showing me these videos, and man, this stuff is crazy. I feel like I just gotta share it too, because I'm pretty sure my YouTube algorithm looks different than y'all's, especially people who are like from the Valorant community. Speaking of which, the only reason why I know Sophie Rain is because she did a picture with Busio. Fun fact, Busio will go on to lose the next 4 out of 6 official 100 Thieves games in the VCT since taking this picture.
Coincidence? I think not!
So basically what Sophie Rain and the rest of the Bop House members do is sell the idea of sex through OnlyFans, TikTok, Shorts, YouTube, everything. Basically it's just lewd content, very suggestive content on the quote-unquote safe for kids websites, which leads them to OnlyFans, which could be a little bit more scandalous, I guess. I don't know much about all the creators, but Sophie Rain claims to be a Christian and a virgin.
I'm a virgin. Like, I'm a virgin to this day. Like, he knows I'm very Christian.
In a couple of interviews I've seen of her, she kind of smirks whenever she says this. So do with that as you will. I hope you have a working brain. And since so many people are calling these creators predators and groomers, I think it's important to define what grooming is, which is the practice of preparing or training someone for a particular purpose or activity. So this could be anything from sports, a medical career, or even marriage. But of course in this story, it's more sexual. At the end of the day, most OF creators are just about the bag, you know? To them, all publicity is good publicity. They create skits all the time that appear real, but basically is as real as reality TV, you know? It's just fake stuff. Like this interview that had one of the Bop House members talking with her brother, and his struggles with having an OnlyFans sister.
I get like bullied, but not like bullied, like punched at, but people just say shit and that pisses me off. And like, I just wish that stopped because whatever you doing here affects me at North Carolina.
So why do you still come here then?
Because
You
it's
don't have
better
to
than
be-
North Carolina.
That's what I'm saying though, but you don't have to be a
You
part
don't
of
have to be
this.
filming videos with me.
Bro, I'm not holding you f***ing hostage. You can leave.
Okay, I will then. All right, get me the fuck out of here. No, I'm done. Get me the fuck out of here.
Do you really think I'm not a good sister?
Well, it's not that you're not a good sister. It's just you gotta think that your actions don't just have like doesn't affect not just only you, but it also affects me. Like next year, I'm gonna be applying for colleges, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that with things that are on the internet. I might not even be able to get a girlfriend because people like they already know. In public, people ask me, "Do you really like your sister? Do you really approve of this?" Like, I actually don't think this could work in my future.
Christian, with everything that I'm doing, like, I've never once wanted it to affect you like this. Bro, I'm sorry. I really don't want it to affect you.
There's nothing else I can say. Like, you everything up. I'm leaving.
Now, me personally, I refuse to believe that this is real. This is a very weird interview to have for a number of reasons. For people who edit video or just really have a good attention to detail, you can tell that these cuts are really timely placed to make it seem like they're having this interview in real time together. I wouldn't be surprised if things were a little bit different, or even if the brother may have been paid for this, you know. And then there's like the emphasis on her crotch. Again, most OnlyFans creators are just always trying to sell the idea of sex, especially to little kids. And what these creators do on other platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube is very reminiscent of like what other adult content creators did on Twitch. Basically just bending the rules as much as possible to a point where Twitch had to step in and stop all the shenanigans. The same thing is going on here, but for a lot longer, and I don't know how they've been able to get away with this for so long either. It'll mainly be brain rot content intended as advertisement to feed into their OnlyFans. The same brain rot content that's really geared towards children, which is one of the reasons why some people are calling the members predators. However, I do want to mention that I did see this one video of a guy buying Sophie Rain's OnlyFans, and he basically just said that she's posting bikini pictures. I think this is kind of hilarious and sad at the same time if people are really like throwing hundreds of dollars for this kind of content. But at the same time, she also charges $100 for text messages, which probably isn't even her sending them, as well as like probably more scandalous photos, which I'm not entirely sure. Which again, I don't understand why people pay for OnlyFans with the intention of just like seeing sex. It's just weird to me. At the end of the day, all of this is just like down bad behavior that I don't really support, and is quite predatory altogether. I honestly think the world would be a better place without this kind of content. However, another reason why people are calling them groomers is the introduction of Piper Rockelle. She's a YouTuber who is also a minor that has a very young audience. Most people will agree that it would be a bad idea for a minor to be in an environment that promotes sexual content, right? Yeah, even the Bop House members agree.
Who are you thinking is going to be the next member?
I've been seeing a lot of comments talking about Piper.
Ah, Piper. She's so cute. Isn't she like 17?
Yeah. So,
I mean, I think she's so cute. Like, I've seen her TikTok. She's adorable. Like, no, nothing wrong with her. But I think just, you can't come here if you're under the age of 18. Like, that's, it's not going to work.
we love you.
Yeah, we do love you. I think you're the cutest little thing ever. Your little dances. I see you, girl.
Yes, we all see you and we love you and we appreciate it. And you're so funny. And I want to meet you.
Yeah, just, now's not the right time and,
But what do? They invite her anyways to do some TikTok and short content that will feed back into their OnlyFans. The very thing that they said was a bad idea. As you can see in this video, Piper Rockelle is wearing things that is closer to lingerie than actual clothes. It is kind of weird that the youngest person here is wearing the most revealing outfits compared to other more established OnlyFans content creators. Yeah, you can see why so many people are calling them predators and groomers, seeing how Piper Rockelle is a minor. However, the Bop House members claim that they just happened to run into Piper Rockelle at the mall, which I think everyone with a working brain can tell that's just a lot of BS. However, not all the members in the Bop House agreed with this. Some of them even decided not to attend because they knew it was kind of messed up.
It is about Piper, because one thing about me is that I'm never gonna do anything associated with a minor. Like, it is ridiculous that the Bop House would even do that when there's so many other people you can collab with that is overage.
Of course, some of them would backtrack on this, mainly because their only morals is to the money. And the sad part is that, like, I feel like this story would have gotten a lot more buzz and attention if it was guys that were doing this instead of the Bop House, which is just full with a lot of women. Like, if these individuals were men, people would have a field day on them, like basically demanding their downfall. And there were claims of Twitter removing Sophie Rain's account, which a lot of people were celebrating, but as a surprise to no one, her Twitter is back. She's still doing the same content. I'm not too sure if she's a part of the Bop House. I don't pay too much attention to them, but it looks like she probably is. It's just that she's no longer the face of the Bop House. It's probably this one girl, Camilo, that is probably this chick that we talked about earlier. But that's just the thing. They make so much money, or at least they claim to make so much money, that I don't see them ever stopping unless there's some kind of legislation passed to stop this, or make it a lot harder. However, this story gets even worse. I saw this YouTuber who went even further beyond anything that I would personally have done and find out that Piper Rockelle has a website very similar to OnlyFans.
But there's also a little button you can click that says join my club. She also markets this club that's called .com on her X with a pretty sexualized photo, if you ask me. Now, when you go to the you're going to find that there are 3 tiers of membership. There's a $5 membership, a $30 membership, and a $100 membership. I wonder what you're getting there. And in the About Me, it says, I'm so excited to share more of me with you. Kissy face, lock emoji, parent managed. And when you read the description for the $100 package, it says, congrats on joining Piper Platinum Plus. You will receive 1 free full set the first of every month, a free set of your choice to unlock on your birthday, free DMs, free access to live streams, priority customs, free behind the scenes, and biggest discount access to unlock all photos with a purple devil emoji and a monkey with its hand over its eye. You unlock this page, and what you get when you unlock this page is a treasure trove of sexual photos of a minor. She is filmed in bikinis. She's filmed on a bed with Playboy bunnies behind her with another girl whose age I do not know. You get access to other sets of photos that you can unlock of this girl for varying amounts of money, $250 to get a full set of 37 images of her in a Japanese style baby blue striped bikini with matching knee ties. You can also get a private TikTok available in the shop. You can pay $150 to get 34 images of her in a full set, whatever that means. And this one says, Sophie Rain made me do it. So clearly it's inspired by OnlyFans content creators who are of age, who are older than Piper, and who are already creating sexual content, even though Piper is 17 years old. And this is a parent-managed page. Now you get previews for all of these photos. There's a photo of Piper in a bikini with her hands up with candy hearts all over her body. There's photos of her chest. There's photos of her in all types of bathing suits. There's photos of her in a bedroom with a Playboy magazine cover behind her, which is clearly insinuating what you think it is.
Yeah, very similar, right? Feel free to check out her channel and video. But just as a heads up, her like political views can be like a little bit out there. She's basically like Diet Candace Owens, the same Candace Owens who said stuff like this.
You don't think we have to care about the environment? Like, what do you?
No, not even a little bit. Like,
not even a little bit?
No. Okay, let me clarify this. I don't throw trash on the ground. Like,
Okay.
I'm not saying like we need to like trash the environment. Like, but do I believe in climate change? No.
You don't believe in climate change?
Well, I think the climate always changes.
If you're into stuff like that, congratulations, you found a new creator. If you're not, oh well. But regardless, you might start to see why some people are saying the Bop House supports CP content. And no, I'm not talking about cheese pizza. Even if it's considered a more softcore version of it, it's still sexualizing minors. However, one thing that I didn't see a lot of other people who covered like the Bop House inviting Rockelle over is the fact that a lot of her accounts is managed by her mother. Basically, all of Piper Rockelle's social media just has her mom's hands all over it. The same mom who has multiple lawsuits from different parties and being sued by 11 other teen content creators for allegedly abusing them emotionally, physically, and sexually. Overall, this ended in an $11.85 million settlement. Yeah, I guess either someone in her family or maybe Piper Rockelle's content creation career is very profitable to be able to afford something like this. It's also kind of sad that this affected like at least 11 people that we know. There may be even more parties involved that we just haven't heard of yet. And trust me, this goes way back too. It gets even worse. I don't know how I keep saying it, but it keeps getting worse when I dig more into this stuff. Like the singer Pink called this out when Piper was 14 years old. Basically, she was doing all this like nasty, crazy stuff at a young age. So young that I don't even think anyone could really justify it. Overall, family YouTube channels abusing their kids isn't anything new. I think everyone should agree that there should be some laws in place to prevent parents from pimping out their kids. I already think society is too damn sexualized. I don't think we should normalize the idea of like OnlyFans for kids edition. Like this is beyond weird. Like we already lost young boys saying that they would rather become YouTubers than anything else. I don't want to live in a world where middle school girls go from wanting to be doctors and scientists to being OnlyFans content creators, where their role models are freaking Sophie Rain and Piper Rockelle. Like I feel like that's a very dystopian future to be living in. I personally know if I had a kid who said they wanted to be an OnlyFans creator, I would feel like I failed my child. And I feel like this is only possible because there's a lot of weirdos who are funding this industry. Like Sophie Rain here claims that she made $43 million in 1 year of OnlyFans, which some people have came out to say that's just an exaggeration. There's no way she made that much money, but who knows? I honestly don't think this should be an industry where people are like waiting for like child stars or even content creators to turn 18 just so that they can drop an OnlyFans, right? It's very reminiscent to like when Bad Baby kind of did it too, where there was like tons of weirdos who were like counting the days for her to drop her OnlyFans because she would have turned 18. And I think it's really important to remind people that just because someone makes an OnlyFans doesn't mean that they're successful, doesn't mean that they're able to make a living off of that content. There's already so many stories of teachers and nurses losing their jobs because their employers found out that they had an OnlyFans. Shoot, Sophie Rain herself lost her job because she was filming a video with an OF star that looked very similar to her, and people thought she was doing hardcore adult content because of it.
People took that and said that I was Naomi in her video with her Spider-Man costume, which is not suitable for kids at all.
For sure.
But So people just kept saying that was me. It was me, it was me, it was me. And I couldn't get away from that. It wasn't me. I tried my best to like clear the air. It's another girl, everything. But people just kept saying that I was the Spider-Man girl. And eventually it got to my work. They went to my manager and said that I was doing porn and saying I was a porn star and that I'm doing crazy stuff, which I never have.
But then you use the Spider-Man video to like kind of promote your stuff. If that
Yes, so, I couldn't get away from it. People just kept
Uh-huh.
saying it was me, whatever, so I just played into it, at this point.
But yeah, you guys let me know down below if I miss anything or if you have your own opinions. I really hope they're not different from mine. But if they are, explain yourself. But yeah, till then, stay safe, be a KDA warrior, and I'll see you guys later.